big game in the Mountain West.
Bird falling away. This game is going to be great. Let's go.
I'm obviously very excited about this game. Our second Mountain West quarterfinal of the day, shaping up to be a great one, a very important one for San Diego State and Boise State, both fighting for their tournament lives right now, Roy.
Yeah, to me, it's all about the firepower, and San Diego State has the firepower. Boyd and Bird definitely get buckets up with the quickness, but to me, it's all about how are they going to defend Tyson Degenhardt. Last time they played, he had 17 and 12. Keep him under his average and keep everybody else under their average. They should be okay.
These are the top two teams in the conference in scoring defense. So I'm really expecting them to, one, try and limit Tyson Degenhardt because it's a name that we've been talking about all season. On the other side, for Boyd, can you limit the point guard getting in the paint and wreaking havoc?
You know, with San Diego State, we talked about it a few weeks ago when they lost for the second time to UNLV. It was on our air. Their resume really could come down to it would be good enough if not for getting swept by UNLV. The margins are so thin. The winner of this one remains in good shape. The loser probably not making the NCAA tournament.
Let's get formal about it. Let's take a look at San Diego State's tournament resume now, presented by Kubota. And kind of this game is going to have a lot to do with it. Nice little rider mower there. So 3-5 quad 1, 5-2 quad 2, and obviously this game today, major impact.
Yeah, listen, there are going to be games played today with teams that have numbers next to their names, but this is among the biggest games on the entire schedule because the stakes are so high.
All right, we're going to have picks as well as we continue here moments away from tip-off. All right, we are back. You see the schedule ahead as we're set to spend all day in Vegas. Sounds pretty good. Mountain West Tournament quarterfinals. Boise State, San Diego State, monster bubble impact. Who's going to win this one? Gary.
San Diego State is 2-0 against Boise State so far this season. Third time's a charm for the Broncos. I'll take them in a close.
There you go.
San Diego State, watch the fast break points tonight.
San Diego State on this side. We're split here.
Okay. All right, see you back at halftime. Rich, Dan, and Evan on the call. Enjoy.
Turn on the fountains. Find yourself a nice spot on the couch. We've got the game of the day in Las Vegas, in the Mountain West, on a quarterfinal Thursday. And in Vegas, you are watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Quarterfinals, one's in the book. The next one is the game of the day, maybe of this tournament. New Mexico is through. A 4-5 matchup here. San Diego State, Boise State later on tonight. 2-seed Colorado State and Nevada. Utah State, the 3-seed, gets UNLV. Why is this the game of the day? Look at this. This is Jerry Palm. This is this morning. Last four in. Yep. San Diego State. Yep. Boise State. And we've got them here today. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz, former Gonzaga All-American. Dan Dickow. Evan Washburn joins us shortly. This game feels like a first four game from Dayton, but we've got it here in a quarterfinal in Las Vegas.
And quite frankly, this could be a title game in the Mountain West. These are probably the two most consistent teams over the last 10 years or so. And you're right, they're both playing for their lives in regards to getting to the NCAA tournament.
And they're both used to getting to the NCAA tournament. We'll start with Boise State. The heart and soul is Tyson Degenhardt. He's had a terrific year and a terrific career.
He's been spectacular. He will be their all-time leading scorer at some point, but he has been all-conference sophomore, junior, and senior years. He can score it from inside. He can score it from outside. He can rebound. He's the consummate teammate.
Boy, his resume is incredible. Three-time first-team All-Mountain West selection. Needs 32 points to become the all-time leading scorer in Boise State history. Brian Dutcher in San Diego State. It goes together with the NCAA tournament, but this is the youngest team he's ever had. Even going back to the Steve Fisher days, young, but they're hot. at the right time, they're starting to score the ball. And Nick Boyd, the transfer from FAU, is a reason why.
You're right. This has been one of his youngest teams ever, but Nick Boyd, as a senior transfer from FAU, has really provided a steady hand during the end of the season. Over his last 8, he's been even better, 17 points per game. He's tremendous defensively, and now you start to add that scoring firepower. That really bodes well for Brian Dutcher.
I think Brian Dutcher and the success bode well, especially if they get in front of the selection committee. 3 Mountain West tournament titles. He's reached the title game every year as the head coach at San Diego State. In Las Vegas, Boise State, the 5 seed, bubble team. 4 seed San Diego State, bubble team. Someone's in, someone's out.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. By Daisy. Made from only milk, cream, and salt with 13 grams of protein. Only Daisy. And by Geico. Whatever you need, get more with Geico.
Ready to go. Second quarterfinal, 5 seed, 4 seed, Boise State, San Diego State. Big question for San Diego State starting lineup with answers. Here's Evan Washburn.
We have maybe some answers, Rich. Mountain West freshman of the year, Magoon Guat, has missed the last 4 games with a right knee injury, and there was some hope that he could make his return here in the Mountain West tournament. He took part in warm-ups. He's officially available for this game in uniform, but will not start. That may be a true indicator of his real availability in this one. And you can't understate his impact. In the last meeting, he had 6 blocks, part of 10 overall blocks in that win for San Diego State. So we'll see if he's not able to go in this one, what Boise can do to take advantage.
Thank you, Evan. Brian Dutcher, 8th season. As we noted, he's been to the title game 7 straight years. And our lineups brought to you by Kubota. Keep your eye on the freshman Pearson Carmichael. If he shoots from distance well, that's good news for Boise State. Same with B.J. Davis. If he can score and help Boyd in the backcourt, that's a win for the Aztecs. And Leon Rice, 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year, 3 straight NCAA tournaments. This is going to be a very physical basketball game.
Yeah, he's probably the 2 most physical teams in this league. Boise State, one of the best rebounding teams in the entire country. San Diego State is great at protecting the rim, so they defend in different ways, but they're both physical.
Boyd's game has really risen over the last month. Jared Coleman-Jones into the lane. Degenhart got a hand on it. Coleman-Jones sweeps up a hook. He gets a bucket.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to attack Degenhart and try to pin him with some early fouls. He is their leading scorer, but he struggled. His only single-figure output this year was at home against San Diego State.
Degenhart drives, kicks to Meadow. Cardenas a 3. Broncos were awful from 3 in both games against San Diego State, and they lost both of them. They were 10 of 48. Boyd bumped at the rim. Davis a 3, and it rolls in and out.
That did everything but go in. Holy cow.
Talented point guard Cardenas, transfer from San Jose State. 4th all-time in Mountain West history in assists. This is Carmichael. If he can shoot the 3.
The ball pressure from Nick Boyd up top.
Oh, that's a huge screen by Omar Stanley, but it's called a foul.
Right at the last second, he kept moving. That's going to clear some cobwebs out for Nick Boyd.
And Boyd said, look, bring it on. He's tough. And remember, he faced San Diego State in the national semifinal. He was a guard at FAU. That was the Lamont Butler game where he hit the game winner at the end. Boyd driving, tries to hand off, kicks. Davis 3, got that one.
A good start for San Diego State on the offensive end of the floor. They've always been tremendous defensively, but their ceiling has always been limited year by year on how good they are offensively. That's been an area of struggle at times this year.
Can Cardenas get room to operate? Meadow again. Cardenas, three. Coleman Jones the rebound. Aztecs with a quick start. Miles Bird with the ball. The sophomore has been terrific this year. He can shoot the three. Great defender. Dagenhart to the floor. Meadow launches, hits.
Big three there. First opportunity for Boise State to get on the board. Andrew Meadow has been a little up and down, but second leading scorer on the season.
Pick and roll, stolen, Stanley. Meadow, Boyd, it's a block. Dan Dick out. Let's take a look at your keys to the game, brought to you by Daisy Cottage Cheese.
Boise State late Dagenhart star. I think that a lot is on him to be the star as well and really impact his will in the game. Make threes. They're not a good three-point shooting team. The Aztecs limit Alvaro Cardenas tremendous in pick and roll play. And then surprise production from who? Especially with Bloth out, they're going to need somebody to step up.
Dagenhart misses his first three. He's 0 of 10, now 0 of 11 against San Diego State this year from three. Stanley with the defense. Carmichael picks it up. He'll take the three. Peanut has his first three. They pulled his red shirt 10 games in because he was absolutely tearing it up on the scout squad.
Well, he plays with a level of confidence that isn't seen by a lot of freshmen, evidenced by a 21-point outburst against New Mexico in his first start.
Davis, the sophomore, hardly played last year. Has been solid this year. Boyd, three. Carmichael, the rebound. San Diego State got the first five. Boise State has the last six. Cardenas gets in tight. Why not? Meadow, offensive rebound. Boise State is the best rebounding team in this conference.
I'm okay with that shot if I'm Leon Rice because your freshman Carmichael is out. Cardenas, it's another three for the Broncos. Carmichael hasn't been in this type of setting before. You want him aggressive hunting shots, especially after he makes his first.
9-0 run. Miles Heide getting the start in Gloss place, and he's fouled by Stanley. Two most physical teams in the Mountain West.
There's going to be a lot of fouls called. Some of them moving screens, some of them blocks. You better be ready to play and play through contact.
According to Jerry Palm, 9 seeds for New Mexico and Utah State. Last four in for both Boise State and San Diego State. First four out for Colorado State. And Dan, the beauty is that it feels like they're all going to get a shot at each other here in Vegas.
Yeah, they all have legitimate opportunities. These two right here are clearly in my eyes right now. This Colorado State, they got a lot of work to do just based on their net numbers. But this right here are the question marks. This is why this becomes such a big and important game. San Diego State won the 2-in season. Boise State has a chance to make school history for them, getting to their 4th NCAA tournament in a row.
Boyd on the baseline. So hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. Coaches tell you that all the time. And a driving score by Wayne McKinney III, the San Diego native who comes off the bench, and Coleman Jones goes down hard. If you missed Evan Washburn's report just before tip, Magoon Gwath is here. He's in uniform, but it's still in doubt as to whether we will see him at all. They are still mopping the floor. There's a look at Gwath. You can see the knee brace on him.
I don't think you want to inbounds the ball still when the ball boy is out sweeping up the sweat. But, you know, for Boise State, first 7 possessions have led to 7 3-point attempts. That's typically not what Boise State likes to do on the offensive end of the floor.
Broncos have the 6th man of the year in the conference, and he's in the game. Javen Buchanan, the transfer from tiny Indiana Wesleyan, who's made a big impact with this team. Shot clock evaporating. Emmanuel Ubo hands to Cardenas. Got to get a shot off. Meadow does. And Boise State with the offensive rebound. Fresh clock. Carmichael missing. And missing badly.
Defense of the Aztecs is just suffocating. Boise State hasn't even been able to really get the ball into the paint and collapse the defense.
Boyd's averaging close to 20 a game his last 7. Cardenas a miss. Look at Meadow in there battling with Boyd. Held ball, arrow stays with Boise State.
But I just made the comment, the first 7 shots were from the three-point line. Well, guess what? The next 3 are also from beyond the three-point line. That isn't the recipe for success that Leon Rice wants to see.
And remember, in the 2 games this year against San Diego State, the Broncos shot 10 of 48 from 3. Evan, you got more?
Yeah, the chess match that is this game defensively. 2 guys off makes. They're shutting off Cardenas, not letting him bring the ball up and making it really hard for him to initiate the offense.
Keep an eye on that. This is Cardenas. The Spaniard. Buchanan can shoot the 3, and he hammers one home. This is amazing. They've taken 11 shots. They've all been 3s, and they've hit 4 of them. I mean, they're on pace to shoot like 50 of them.
I've seen a lot of Boise State basketball over the years, and they've had some good shooters, but they've never solely looked to shoot from beyond the arc to start a game like we've seen today.
Farrell Compton is in. Compton, the Chicago native who played his high school ball here in Las Vegas, spins and scores.
It's a good sign for San Diego State. Missed the first matchup with an injury, in the second really didn't move the needle one way or the other. Only 3 minutes, didn't score. How's that not a foul?
Ubo clearing some space.
Tremendous switch again from Compton on that pick and roll.
Shot clock's down. Buchanan's got to get a shot off. That's short, and a shot clock violation. That'll happen against one of the best defensive teams in the country by reputation and by resume.
Pick and roll defense has been tremendous so far from San Diego State. They've got the ability and flexibility to switch it, in particular when Compton's on the floor. The last couple times Cardenas has come off, he's had no angles to attack because Compton's got a high hand, take away the 3, and he's quick enough laterally to keep him out of the paint.
Got the 2 freshmen, Compton and DeGorville in. Both buddies from here in Las Vegas. Davis, that was a contested 3. And the Broncos right now winning the war on the boards. They're +3. Julian Bowie is in. And this is Bowie, the freshman out of Pocatello, Idaho. Kicks. Meadow. That is a long, long 3.
Well, they're not able to get the ball in the paint and really put the defense in rotation, so you're forced to just shoot 3s over a contested hand.
DeGorville, 6'5", 208. He's the guard. Compton is the big of the 2 freshmen from Las Vegas. Buchanan, they're really just settling for 3s now. They're 4 of 13, and they've had just 1, 2, and they missed that 2.
Degenhardt, their leading scorer, hasn't taken a single shot, 1 shot through the first 8.5 minutes.
Davis, catch and shoot, missed it. Meadow is fouled at midcourt by Davis. And a timeout. Such a big game for these 2 teams who have NCAA tournament hopes. Brian Dutcher and San Diego State trailing by 1. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
Coach, all but one of their shot attempts from 3. Is that part of your defensive game plan?
It must be part of their offensive game plan. They're letting it go. They make 6 a game, so they're hot right now, and they're not afraid to take it. So Leon's a good coach. He has a good game plan.
But is that something that you think you can live with?
Well, if they're not going in, yeah, I can live with it. If they're making them, we'll have to make an adjustment.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks.
That's good stuff. The resume for San Diego State, their best win, man, that's evergreen, right? The win over Houston on a neutral floor. Worst loss? It's not that bad, you know. If that's their worst loss, they have, you know, they have significant wins along with some projectables in terms of the net.
You're exactly right. And so much of the selection committee sifts through is who did you beat? When you did lose, how good was that opponent? And, you know, as per your point, UNLV, yeah, they got swept, but UNLV didn't necessarily live up to their expectations throughout the year, although they got a chance to make up for it a bit tonight.
Their record in the NCAA tournament over the next 2 years won't hurt with the selection committee. 7-2 is that record. That's pretty good. Sweet 16 last year, the year before, of course, championship game. Both years they lost to UConn. Cardenas finds Bowie. Shot clock is down. Not a lot of touches for Degenhart. He's got Miles Bird on him. Catch and shoot. That was a difficult shot. And that's going San Diego State's way.
That's even the first time they've attempted to post anybody, whether it was Stanley, who gets an occasional post-up touch, or Degenhart. Good job forcing them to throw it over the top, and Jared Coleman-Jones aware and weak side, ready to converge.
Meanwhile, Nick Boyd has had a slow start. We talked about how hot he has been. Boyd's 0 for 3. We really haven't seen Miles Bird with a clear look at a 3. He hasn't attempted a shot. DeGorville gets in his second bucket. A lot of friends and family here to see Compton and DeGorville in this big moment here in Las Vegas. Cardenas throws it away. Bird, one of the best in getting in the passing lane. This is Boyd. Lobs it up. Down it goes. Compton was trailing. Boyd knew he was on his hip. And it's an 8-0 run for San Diego State.
Talk about some guts in that situation. Boyd, throw it off the glass. Trust your teammate's going to go get it.
Degenhart spinning in traffic and finally gets to the bucket and scores.
They needed that in the worst way. Tremendous job of just imparting your will on getting a bucket opportunity at the front of the rim.
Halfway point, first half. San Diego State won both meetings this year. Boyd's in. Boyd with the bucket. He has another year of eligibility as well, even though he's listed as a senior. Averaged 13 points, 4 rebounds, and as we told you, last 7 games, over 17 a game. Bowie, a rare 3. Look at Buchanan going hard, and it's blocked. He's going to the line.
It's such a great play. We want to take another look at it. Nick Boyd, after the Bird steal, throws it up. Why not? Farrell Compton is just going to finish it with authority.
Just see the reaction from Miles Bird.
Yeah.
Bird was just as high as Compton was, right behind him. You know, look, when you walk into any transfers from FAU in the offseason, plus he was hurt, he missed 8 weeks in July and August. When Nick Boyd comes in, it's a completely different way to play defense. It's a completely different system, and it feels like it took him 3 months or so to really get that down.
Well, Coach Dutcher talked about throughout the course of the year when we've had the Aztecs on different broadcasts is he had a really good idea of what he was going to get because they played them in the Final Four a couple years back. But he didn't realize the leader he was going to get. Defensively, he picked things up really well. Offensively, once he got comfortable, it was almost like, you know, just putting things in the right places. As soon as he got comfortable, they've really been playing well as of late.
Omar Stanley back in with 2 fouls for Boise State. Boy, DeGorville and Compton playing some really impactful minutes here. Step back 3, though. He's going to fall short. That's off of Boise State. Leon Rice sprinting to the baseline to object. And they're going to reverse that. That's going to be Boise State ball.
Not a great step back 3. It leads to a scramble for the loose ball.
It looked like it last touched Boyd's back.
I think good call from the official, and you're right. Leon Rice went sprinting down that sideline. He was an assistant at Gonzaga when I played there, and that was 20-some years ago. I don't think I saw Leon move that fast 20 years ago.
Junior college football player.
Yeah.
Was he strong safety?
I believe so. Football player, and then cut his teeth as a college basketball coach with Don Munson.
McKinney to Boyd. Textbook San Diego State defense to offense.
And when you struggle to score the way they have at times this year, you need to do everything you can to find opportunities off of your defense.
Dagan Hart taking a little more of the scoring on his shoulders.
And they need that from him. Averages right around 18 a game on the season. Has struggled this year against San Diego State, 9 at home. A little better on the road at Viejas, but 0 of 10 combined in the 2 games from 3.
McKinney lost it. Cardenas away with it against Bird, though. And he gets the foul in the free throws.
Crafty move from Cardenas, who will be at the free throw line when we come back. Back and forth, as you'd expected. But you're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
Coach, when you see how this game's being played early, what's the focus for you as you head into that huddle?
Well, the physicality of it. We got to be in the gaps on defense because they're going to put the ball, try to get the ball in the paint as much as they can. They're great penetrators, and we got to be there to help our teammates. The offensive boards on both ends are a big key to this game. We just got to let the fur fly and go get that ball.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
There's the resume for Boise State. Some good wins in non-conference. The St. Mary's win and the Clemson win. Excellent. Their worst loss? Yeah, Boston College beat them on a neutral site on a last-second shot.
There's always going to be games you look back and wish 1 or 2 possessions went a different way, and that's the Boston College loss for Boise State. But I think that St. Mary's win should go a lot further in the selection committee's eyes than most people realize.
You saw the 2 quad 1 wins. They're going to have ample opportunity if they make a run in this tournament to add 2, maybe 3 to that total. During the month of March, Jersey Mike's will be collecting donations in support of over 200 local charities. Visit your local Jersey Mike's to participate. Alvaro Cardenas, very good free throw shooter. And Boise State's an excellent free throw shooting team, 78%. Keep in mind that San Diego State is not. They're 67%. So if it's tight at the end, that may be a difference maker. All tied here. Heidi getting a lot of minutes. If you just joined us, Magoon Guap has dressed, but he has not played. He has a brace on that knee. And that's a big loss for San Diego State. Davis clears himself, missed the shot. Stanley the rebound. Bird, one of the best defenders in this league. In fact, he easily could have been the defensive player of the year instead of Magoon Guap. Carmichael the miss. Another offensive rebound. They've got 6, does Boise State. San Diego State has just 1. Carmichael open and then walked.
A great cut to provide an opportunity for Carmichael. Wasn't able to catch it with clean footwork. But that's the first cut I can remember from Boise State as far as collapsing the defense.
One thing the Broncos have really lacked this year is that three-point shooting weapon consistently. And Max Rice, of course, the coach's kid last year, was outstanding at that. That is what Jared Coleman-Jones, the 6'10" transfer, can do. He's a 3-level scorer, and that's the 3rd level from beyond the arc. Degenhart, man down. Meadow, 3 on the way. This is a rare break. Look at Davis, the big hop. Bird has the loose ball. Cut. Coleman-Jones misses the dunk. Scramble for it. Bird saves it. McKinney down the lane. Fouled. Bucket. What a sequence.
Bird chasing down that loose ball gives San Diego State an opportunity. Extra effort is what March is all about. Coleman-Jones misses the dunk. Bird chases it down before McKinney Jr. is able to create some contact, flip it up on the rim. In answer to a prayer, that one goes down. He'll be at the line for a free throw.
That is so San Diego State. Stanley's foul is his 3rd. They will stir it up, speed you up, cough you up, and take the ball from you.
Well, they don't make anything easy. In this situation right here, Cardenas, the point guard, not able to bring it down the floor. So luckily you've got Degenhart as a capable ball handler as a big, but every entry, every cut, every pass, every screen is contested.
Meadow, degree of difficulty high, missed the shot. Biggest lead for the Aztecs. Bird's first 3, and he hits it. And the Aztec crowd getting into it. The lead is stretched to 9. (28-19). If Miles Bird starts feeling it, that's trouble for the Broncos.
It is trouble. Not known as a three-point shooter, although he'll keep you honest, right around 30% on the season. He gets going. He begins to really look for opportunities.
Semifinalist for the Julius Erving Award. It's for the best small forward in the country. A 9-0 run. And Boise State finds themselves down by 9, and you see the drought, almost 3 minutes. Cardenas. Shot clock's down. Carmichael's through. Yes! And for Boise State, that is a big shot.
Up against the shot clock. Carmichael, a good job of getting in the vision of Cardenas when it looked like there was no options.
McKinney. Broncos would like to get down the floor and beat San Diego State there, but that's hard to do on a missed shot or a live ball turnover. You can, and that's a good feed from Carmichael, but off on the 3. Boise State has shot 19 threes already in this game.
They've had games this year where they haven't taken 19 threes.
They've hit 5 of them. They have only 2 twos.
Both of them, Degenhart finishes underneath with the left.
Carmichael off a screen. He got bumped. No whistle. And here come the Aztecs. And a timeout on the floor. 28-22. Enormous game in the quarterfinals of the Mountain West. Coming up, AT&T at the half, Adam Zucker and the gang get you caught up on all these scores, highlights already in this busy day of college basketball. Of course, plenty of games, impactful games in all the conferences later tonight. That's AT&T at the half. That's a San Diego looking band with the shades. Tell me what you think, Dan Dickow. Right elbow of Carmichael.
I think he got fouled and not able to finish it off. Obviously, it looks as if Carmichael tries to embellish the contact with his legs twisting at the end, but he's a good shooter. He's not going to miss that shot that badly without being fouled.
Spoken like a three-point shooter.
Benefit of the doubt always is a shooter.
Yeah, listen to you. Buchanan with a steal. Let's see if Boise State can grab some momentum. They're down 6. Cardenas walked.
Well, the walk occurs because Heidi does such a good job of fighting Degenhart for post position. Right when you think you've got an angle for an entry pass, Heidi continues to fight to get in the right position. Cardenas pauses a little bit, drags his feet. Easy call from the official.
Boyd back in. He's got 4 points, 2 assists for San Diego State. Loves going left. A strong individual. That's off of him. And that goes to Boise State.
Better effort the last couple possessions defensively for Boise State. Buchanan with the steal, and then on the Nick Boyd penetration there, Cardenas fights to get back in front, but Carmichael and Degenhart both there.
Boise State has been settling for 3. 23s already in this half. Tips, stays with the Broncos, 9 to shoot. You remember that really fun interview with Brian Dutcher and Evan Washburn. And Dutch said, you know, if they keep missing them, we'll let them shoot. Degenhart, baseline jumper. Heidi the rebound. Is it just me, or are the Aztecs running more than usual in this game?
Well, they're playing with a lot of pace. They're getting the ball down the floor. I think it's one of those things where Boise State's defense is so good in the half court. You want to get up the floor, see if there's an opportunity early.
Boyd draws contact. He'll get free throws. Buchanan with the foul, his first.
They do a good job of getting him downhill with his left hand most of the time in pick and roll situations, but as a defender, whether or not there's a pick and roll coming or if it's an isolation set situation, influence to your offhand, your weak hand. Nick Boyd left-handed, and as most lefties are, they're very dominant in regards to going that way.
Had a 24-point game against Boise State. Boyd with 6 to lead the Aztecs. The lead back to 8. LeDrout approaching 3 minutes. Cardenas head down, kicks. Broncos don't really have a lot of guys that can create their own shots. Buchanan, Cardenas the 3, and it's in and out. Cardenas 1 of 5 from distance. Boise State is 5 of 21 from beyond the arc, and they've hit just 2 two-point field goals. Boyd kicks. Davis shoots. That's a 3. That combination of Boyd and Davis been really good today.
Look at the ball pressure from Davis. Cardenas not able to even get into entry areas or pick and roll where Boise has an easy time getting into offense.
Degenhardt knocks home a 3. It's back down to an 8-point lead. Final minute, first half.
Much needed bucket. Boise State needs to get some momentum going into halftime after that 3. Get a stop, see if you can have another good offensive possession.
It's still a 14-6 run right now for San Diego State. DeGorville's played well, the freshman. Davis again.
San Diego State's got 2 fouls to give if they want to use one here.
About a 3-second differential on the clock. Cardenas gets a screen. Mismatch with Heidi switching off. Step back, 3. Oh, that's pretty from the Spaniard. Final seconds, don't waste them. Davis. They were down 11, and Boise State hits a couple of 3s to cut the lead down to 5 and get to halftime. And we check in with Evan Washburn. Evan?
Well, Coach, they kept shooting 3s. Anything changed there in those final 2 defensively that you'd like to see cleaned up?
No, we're playing really good defense. I mean, Degenhardt and Cardenas, first and second team all-conference players, bounced up and made hard shots. We guarded them, we contested them. That's all we can ask.
What's going to be the difference in the second half, you think?
Just rebounding and toughness. That's usually what it comes down to.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Evan.
Rebounding and toughness. Both these teams have a lot of that in their DNA. Such an enormous game with 2 bubble teams here in the Mountain West quarterfinals. 33-28 halftime. San Diego State on top. Coming up after these messages, AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. So much at stake in this quarterfinal matchup. Both these teams this morning on Jerry Palm's last 4 in the tournament. Obviously, only one can win here. So the stakes are high in Vegas. Rich Waltz, Dan Dickow, Evan Washburn will join us shortly. San Diego State came out through the first punch in this one.
They did. They played with a ton of energy, and it always for them starts on the defensive end of the floor, and they really made life difficult for Boise State throughout. It essentially made Boise State a jump shooting team, which is not in their DNA at all. Luckily for them, a couple guys got on track, in particular Cardenas from beyond the arc where he knocked down 2, but they weren't necessarily easy catch and shoot. He had to create space and knock it down over an outstretched hand. And for the Aztecs, Jared Coleman-Jones was really good in that first half. 5 points, 7 rebounds on the offensive end of the floor, but I thought defensively he was really good of really compacting the paint and making Boise State shoot from the perimeter.
23 3-point shots for Boise State. The school record is 40 attempts. That was against San Diego State 3 years ago. We checked in with Evan Washburn.
And guys, I asked Leon Rice about the shot selection, and he pointed to the physicality on ball defensively and the lack of fouls being called. And look, that's the reality of this game, at least through the first 20 minutes on both sides. Not many fouls called. He also said a priority in this second half is the 50-50 balls. He felt like there were 3 or 4 loose balls that he would have wanted his guys to get, and he felt like that would have swung things in what is a tight game.
All right, thank you, Evan. First possession, second half. San Diego State. Davis was outstanding. PJ scored just 14 points all year last year. Boyd falling away, way short.
Not a good first possession for San Diego State. Bird with the fadeaway. Doesn't even draw iron.
San Diego State's so good in the half court defensively. Teams try to beat him back down the floor, but they can't. Good rotation. Cardenas takes the 3. Missed it. Carmichael with the crash of the boards and knocks it in.
7 offensive rebounds now for Boise State. Tremendous job from Carmichael of not expecting a make.
San Diego State shooting better than Boise State, right around 50%. Corner three. Coleman Jones the miss. Degenhart the rebound. Cardenas in full flight. You can see the white shirts get back so quickly.
Got a mismatch. Boyd on Degenhart down low.
Well, they found him. Davis dropping the double. Meadow corner three. Meadow rebounds. And Meadow free throws.
2 possessions, 2 offensive rebounds leading to extra opportunities for the Broncos coming out to start the second half. First it was Carmichael. That time Meadow chasing his own miss down. You and I follow this league as close as anybody, and this is a new man compared to the start of the season after a haircut.
Yeah, he had the long hair. He looked like one of the Hanson brothers from the slap shot. Make sure to tune in to the 2025 Reese's College All-Star Game presented by Walmart, April 4th, 4:30 Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network. When he got his hair cut and walked into shoot-around at Utah State, he didn't have his glasses on, and nobody recognized him. Even his own teammates were like, who's that guy?
Yeah, you and I did that game. I believe it was at Colorado State, and it took us quite some time to figure it out.
Davis drives. Ubo up for the rebound.
Good contest at the rim there from Degenhart. This has been the start that the Broncos needed.
The reason they're down only 3 is they are out-rebounding San Diego State, including 8 offensive boards. Cardenas whips it. Meadow shoots it. Got the 3. And it's all tied, 33 apiece.
Well, you entice the double team to come down, and then it's a matter of spacing and quick decisions. Cardenas snapped the pass off to Meadow in the corner.
Bird, it's been kind of quiet offensively, and he throws it away. Carmichael the steal. Ubo hard to the bucket and lays it up and in. And the Broncos on a roll. Come out firing in the second half. A huge game in the Mountain West quarterfinals. And the Broncos edge on top by 2. Boise State on top by 2. Tonight, 8:30 Eastern. Headed to New York. Everybody's there. All the kids are talking about it. Bracket week continues. All things college basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. That's tonight. Of course, more stuff from the Mountain West. Boise State, outstanding, coming right out of halftime.
Well, hit 2 threes heading into the half, and they've kept the momentum here in the second. A couple offensive rebounds leading to extra opportunities, as well as decisive moving of the ball. 7-0 run to start this half.
Carmichael now with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Plus 7 on the boards. Boise State. Now let's see if the Aztecs can get rolling. McKinney's in, and McKinney's a bundle of energy. Gets in the lane and draws a foul.
McKinney was really good in that first half. 5 points, but I thought he was even better or more impactful on the defensive end of the floor. Degenhart, looks like the foul will be called on him. It's one of those, you're there, but you're not there. Get fully in front with your chest, not just your arm.
Boyd, catch and shoot 3.
Such difficult guard action to guard. That down screen directly into a dribble handoff. Boyd able to square his shoulders, knock it down.
Degenhart got a mismatch on the inside. Ubo says, I'm launching, and he misses a 3. And you can kind of see Degenhart's reaction there. He had a guard on his hip.
Not a good possession for Boise State after San Diego State gets tremendous execution coming out of that timeout from Nick Boyd.
That was more a handoff and shoot 3 than a catch and shoot 3.
Well, there's a lot of teams now that run what's called zoom action. It's a down screen followed directly by a dribble handoff. It's really difficult to guard. You put all 3 players in a decision-making mode on the defensive end of the floor.
Boyd. Another 3.
Another big three from Nick Boyd. Last 8 games of the year, 17 points per game. When you get a made basket, it allows you to pick up your defensive pressure.
Cardenas driving, and he's fouled on his way down towards the hoop. Boy, San Diego State looked like they were stuck in the water, and then all of a sudden, Boyd has hit 2 big threes, but that's his foul, and that's Boyd's 3rd.
Wouldn't expect to see him sitting on the bench for too long. He's done a really good job of running this offense for Brian Dutcher.
He's got a dozen. Stanley's back in for Boise State. Carmichael open. Whoa! Miles Bird, ladies and gentlemen.
Terrific reaction, but if you're Carmichael coming off that flex screen, stop right underneath the back basket when you know the defense is pinned behind you. He kept running, allowing space for Bird to close the gap and come up with a shot block.
That's an offensive foul on San Diego State. Miles Bird is an elite defender. And so are the Aztecs. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Nick Boyd has San Diego State back on top, 39-35. More conference tournament action. Conference USA semifinals getting underway, starting at 12:30 Eastern tomorrow. New Mexico State or Kennesaw State face Liberty, followed by Louisiana Tech or Middle Tennessee battling Jacksonville State at 3 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. Good band work so far today in our 2 quarterfinals. Full court pressure. Meadow, for a big, can handle. He's really a versatile player. Cardenas against McKinney. Degenhart now has a guard on him. Thought about a 3. He's going to take McKinney to the hoop. Little arm bar there for a foul on McKinney.
4th foul in the first 4 minutes and change here on the Aztecs. Only 4 that entire first half.
Keep in mind, Boise State is a great free throw shooting team, 78%.
And they do a great job of taking advantage. And when he gets you in the bonus, they did really do a good job of trying to emphasize getting to the line.
Tough to penetrate in the middle against San Diego State. So Cardenas launches a 3 and buries it. That's his 3rd 3.
And all 3 of those have been in similar circumstances. Broken play towards the end of the shot clock over a big who's switched with an outstretched hand.
Compton dribbles it off his foot. Scramble for the ball. Still loose. Oh! Still loose. Keene to Meadow. To the lane. Bucket. Foul. Free throw. Wow.
What a sequence. Not to mention the fact the San Diego State crowd wanted a charge. This is what March basketball is all about. Extra effort. Who's going to get on the floor first?
That looked like a charge.
That does look like a charge on second thought. Oh, my gosh.
The Meadow, I mean, McKinney couldn't believe it. Neither did Brian Dutcher.
Yeah, that looked like a charge on second glance.
And Meadow, who is in the middle of that whole sequence, hits the free throw. And you can see Brian Dutcher airing out an official. Boy, this is fun. So much on the line with Boise State and San Diego State. Jerry Palm this morning had them both in the last 4 in group. And here they are meeting in a Mountain West quarterfinal. Bird wanted a 3. DeGorville kicks. There's the 3. It's long.
To your point about Jerry Palm and his saying they're both in. Boise State just hasn't been able to win on the road in the league. They had 2 games go down to the final possession where opponents hit game-winning buckets.
And we call both of them. One was at Colorado State, one was at Utah State. That's nothing, folks. If you just joined us, that's just
it's a typical night in the Mountain West.
It's a glancing blow.
Yes.
It's only a flesh wound. 41-39. And you know what? Both these coaches are down with that, right? Well, I mean, this is their style.
They both recruit to toughness, competitiveness, and then they teach it in practice as well. I mean, this is as competitive game as we've seen all year. Every possession fighting to get open or get to an entry area and deliver a pass. I have the sense this game is going to go to the final possession or 2.
If you wanted a caption to capture the game, you would say maybe blood on the court, and that's literally what's happened here.
Well, on my flight down yesterday, I watched Gladiator 2, and some of these skirmishes remind me a little bit of that movie yesterday.
R.J. Keene's knee is the source of the blood.
Well, R.J. Keene, I think, has had a really big impact on this game here today. He's a player, if you just look at him, his stats don't jump out at you. Only averages 1.5 points a game. He's had 11 starts this season. But defensively, his efficiency numbers are what gives him a valuable part of the rotation for Leon Rice.
All right, the blood's cleaned up. Keene's knee has stopped bleeding. And back we go with a lot of time. There it is. It's actually on the back of his knee. With a lot of time left here in this quarterfinal matchup. To Gorville. Good perimeter defense. Late clock, not much going. Coleman Jones had more time, and he hits an 18-footer.
Wow. Tremendous defensive possession for Boise State, but Coleman Jones, I didn't know he had that in his repertoire.
Yeah, he can shoot from distance. He's a big, he's 6'10".
But off the bounce and creating space. Impressive shot.
Meadow is just charging ahead. DeGorville pries the rebound loose. Bird looking for a lob. Boyd around a screen. Meadow stays with him. Boyd 3. Yes! Nick Boyd
stepping up and making big shots. Final Four experience is paying off so far today for Nick Boyd.
He's played in 6 NCAA tournament games in his career.
And that's one thing that Brian Dutcher and staff looked for in the transfer portal when they lost Lamont Butler, an experienced lead guard.
He found a guard that faced Butler, ironically, in the Final Four. Meadow. Degenhart with a follow.
Degenhart's just always around the action. Doesn't wow you with his athleticism, but he's just such a smart, heady player who's extremely skilled.
All right, Keene is bleeding again. It's his left hand, actually, looks like.
2 for 2. Stoppages for blood with Keene. What's next?
I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the original injury and he just got the blood on his knee. He played with a face mask earlier this season as well. He is like the ultimate glue guy. Doesn't shoot much, rebounds, defends, is in the right place, makes winning plays. He's kind of the Guacarope of Boise State, who was that guy for that great run to the championship game, and is now an assistant coach.
Rope was instrumental to that team.
AG.
Leadership and intangibles.
Boyd, look at the chase to Boyd. They know when he gets on that left hand, he's dangerous. Heidi against Degenhart. That's a walk.
Great defense from Degenhart, knowing the scouting report and executing it. Heidi can score on the low block, but he is left hand dominant. He wants to do everything he can, get back to that left hand over the right shoulder.
It feels like we've played 45 minutes of the second half, and not even 8 minutes have escaped.
Denying Cardenas the ball again. Makes someone else bring the ball up the floor. It adjusts how you're able to flow into your offensive set.
Meadow. Clock is down. Meadow's going behind the back in the lane. Blocked. That Bird again. Lob. A little hard for Bird. One-point Aztec lead. Cardenas has 11 points, has hit 3 threes. Broncos have attempted 30 threes already, and they've hit 9 of them. Degenhart may be launching another here. Off the foot, Cardenas, it's a 3, and it's off, and Meadow has the putback. Well, that looked like a disaster for Boise State, and it turned into a bucket.
Well, similar a few possessions back where Jared Coleman-Jones hit a tough contested 3 at the end of the shot clock. Return the favor.
Boyd so quick. Hard foul by Cardenas. Terrific game here. Drama, physicality, high stakes. It's the Mountain West quarterfinals. What else did you expect? Outstanding game so far, 45-44. 5-seed Boise State, 4-seed San Diego State. You want more seeding? Come back tonight, CBS Sports Network here in Las Vegas. The night session, Colorado State, the 2-seed against the 7-seed Nevada. Utah State, a 3-seed, the 6-seed UNLV. Let's check in with Evan Washburn.
We know it's more powerful when the players are dictating the message in these huddles, and it's clear it's resonated with all of them that this game's going to come down to rebounding. They're doing everything necessary other than rebound the ball right now with the 10 offensive for Boise State, and that continues to be the message in each of these huddles. But that was the first time you could kind of see the players start to really relay it to one another.
Evan, you've been in both huddles and around both huddles. One of the things that Brian Dutcher talked about in a game like this is fatigue. You see any of it on either side?
I don't at this point. I think we're starting to see the toll it's taken on some of these guys' bodies by the blood on multiple jerseys. But the level of fitness right now being displayed is pretty impressive. But we still got 10:45 to go.
We got a long way. 45 apiece. Both teams in Jerry Palm's last 4 in the tournament. So the winner here, that's a foul. Is it Degenhart?
Great recognition from Jared Coleman-Jones. Boise State runs an inverted pick and roll, so Cardenas sets the screen with Degenhart as a ball handler, forcing a switch, tried to back down B.J. Davis. Davis forces him to spin. Coleman-Jones right on top to force that turnover, which led to the Degenhart foul.
2 fouls on Degenhart, and he takes a seat here. Carmichael in, Davis back in for San Diego State. Bird against Keene. Now Buchanan picks him up. Heidi's open. Shot up, missed it. Tip out, Buchanan. Boise State. Cardenas was out of bounds. And you could see Leon Rice was right on the same sideline. If he steps out and then lifts his foot up, he's got to reestablish both feet in before he can catch the ball legally in bounds.
I think that's what Leon is expressing to the official, but I've never seen an official change their mind, that's for sure.
Try as you might.
Exactly. Maybe just set it up for maybe the next opportunity to go your way.
Coleman Jones will not be denied. Buchanan with the block, and then it looked like he turned his ankle. And Buchanan is hurt behind the play. Coleman Jones lost the shoe behind the play, and he's in the front court without his shoe, which is in the other lane right now. So Coleman Jones has one shoe. They've picked it up down the other end of the court. They might want to leave it there so he can put it back on when he gets there. Cardenas is driving. Doubled. Keene a rare three, and that's way off. And here comes Boyd. Down the line he goes. Oh, Boyd!
What a finish.
Somehow got it up and in. Coleman Jones is still without a shoe. You can see it standing in the lane. You don't want to burn a timeout if you're San Diego State. You only have 2 left. Carmichael, rebound. Carmichael, put back. He's getting free throws. And the shoe has been returned to its rightful owner.
As Coleman Jones puts that shoe back on, we'll get another look at this finish from Nick Boyd. Wow, creative. But not to be outdone, the freshman from Bend, Oregon. The pride of Summit High School, Pearson Carmichael, active on the offensive glass at the line for a pair of free throws.
This is as much time as I've seen Carmichael in the low blocks in a game this year. He's really mixing it up. He's got 4 rebounds, a couple of offensive rebounds. And he gets to the line. 13 of 18 in his young college career from the line.
Well, I think a lot of that is due to having the reputation of a three-point shooter.
During this month of March, CBS Sports celebrates Women's History Month, honoring the role of women, inspiring generations to move forward.
So with that reputation as a three-point shooter, teams are going to run you off the line, not give you open looks, but you also have to find another way to impact the game. Sometimes that's becoming a cutter or a screener, or in Carmichael's case tonight, he's been really good at going the offensive glass.
Tied again. 5th time. Keene has logged a lot of minutes for Boise State, and he's been really good defensively. Davis, quick 3. Look at Keene coming down. He's taken just 1 shot. He's got 5 rebounds. Degenhart cut off. Boy, Carmichael was open on the wing. He's Boise State's best 3-point threat. Degenhart. No, way short. And a timeout. So much at stake. 47 apiece. Boise State, San Diego State. About 8 minutes left, 47 apiece in the Mountain West. Keys to the game revisited. Still brought to you, though, by Daisy Cottage Cheese.
Well, for Boise State, late Degenhart star. It's been a somewhat quiet night, but it's allowed opportunities for others because the Aztecs are focused on him. Make threes. They've taken way more than I've ever seen Boise State. They've knocked down 9 of them for the Aztecs. Limit Cardenas. They've done, I thought, a great job of that. His 11 points, but 3 of those threes have been under duress at the end of shot clocks, and surprise production from Jared Coleman-Jones, I think, has been great tonight. 7 points, 8 rebounds, but he's been really good on the defensive end of the floor as well.
McCoy on the bench right now. 6 of 9 from the field with his 18 points, 3 threes. And that production, that surprise production, is important because if you're just joining us, Magoon Gwath has not played. The Mountain West Freshman of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year, also pretty good on offense, has been out. This is like the 3rd time they've had to get blood off the court. If you haven't watched a Mountain West game in a while, there's a look at the San Diego State bench. Gwath with that brace on that right knee. Physicality is a must if you're going to compete in this conference. And it's been on full display in this game. These are maybe the 2 most physical teams in the conference. Davis is spinning, and he walked. Everybody seems to have like a bandage on, too. Like a taped wrist, taped thumb. A pad on this. Degenhart. Boise State's not been able to get Degenhart the ball or touches in the low blocks. And a couple times he's been switched off on a smaller guard. That time it was Davis.
Well, for example, on that one, yeah, they had the switch. Degenhart was fronted. He tried to push the front up the lane, but there was so much ball pressure up top that there was no way that they were going to be able to deliver that from that top of the key area. Regardless, help side, if you try to enter it early, is sitting right in his lap as well.
So what you're saying is San Diego State is so good defensively, they defend the low post out on the perimeter.
Well, that's one way you can take it away. By having such great ball pressure, it's not an easy find it and then deliver it. There's a reason they've been top 15 throughout much of the season. Ken Palm Defensive Analytics, they are one of the best defensive programs in the entire country.
And to be honest, if they're top 15, this is a down year.
Yeah, there's been years they've been top 3, 100%.
Still great. Boyd, McKinney, DeGorville, Compton, and Coleman-Jones on the floor for the Aztecs.
Good trap of the ball screen there from Stanley on Boyd. He's been giving them all kinds of problems.
McKinney misses the 3. Offensive rebound, Coleman-Jones. And then bumped by Meadow. 15 foul on Boise State.
It's an extra effort from Coleman-Jones. That's not much of a foul in this game. No blood, that's probably not a foul.
Boyd trying to get to that left hand and trying to get downhill. And Cardenas is going to get whistled for a foul. All right, keep in mind now, for Boise State, that's 6 team fouls. San Diego State has 7. And so it feels like from here on out, it's going to be free throws. That's advantage Boise State. They're much better at the line than San Diego State. 78% as opposed to 67%. Just keep it in mind. Boyd, 3 for the corner. Keene, he's had some key rebounds in this game. That's his 6th. Hasn't scored a point. Cardenas clocked down. Meadow off a pick, rolls around it. Cardenas, Degenhart a 3. Now Boyd in transition. Or excuse me, Bird. Bird knifes his way in and is fouled. Free throws coming. Let's see who the foul is on. It's Cardenas, and it's his third.
Bird is so crafty when he puts the ball on the deck, especially in transition situations. Does a really good job of changing speeds, changing directions, and kind of slithers into little cracks, puts foul pressure on the defense.
That's a crafty veteran move. His dad, a longtime Division I college coach, and he said that during the shutdown, during the COVID shutdown, he was in high school in Stockton. His dad, I believe, was at Pacific at the time. They spent like the whole summer just working on skills and shooting. Tied again. Timeout. Boise State. 6 minutes left. It's 49 apiece. (49-49). 5 seed, 4 seed. Game of the day in the Mountain West. Second quarter final so far. New Mexico was pushed in this game, but the 1 seed is through to the semifinals. Both these teams are in Jerry Palm's last 4 in. So a loss will knock you out, a win will keep you in. And of course tonight we'll see Colorado State, Utah State, 2 of the top seeds in their quarterfinal. Cardenas and Boise State.
It is physical every catch.
Degenhardt keeps on shooting, and he hits a 3. He had missed a bunch. He's now 2 of 7.
Big players make big shots in big moments. Degenhardt needed that one for Boise State to put them back up ahead.
Pick and roll. Compton fouled. Carmichael got him.
After struggling from the perimeter throughout, quite frankly, all season against San Diego State, Degenhardt able to get a little bit of breathing room, knocks down a straightaway 3.
And here is the worst free throw shooter that San Diego State has. It's been a real struggle. 36%. That's 17 of 47. He gets 2.
And this is where it could get interesting for San Diego State, because Compton is a poor free throw shooter. Miles Heide is actually even worse at 30% from the line. So if they go big with Heide and he gets you put in a bad spot, I would expect a quick foul.
All right, I stand corrected then.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I'm sure when you look at 36%, I don't think anybody's worse.
Yeah. Degenhardt against Coleman Jones. Bird comes to double. Got a hand on it. And Boyd has the loose ball.
Great double from Bird. Always got to come with high hands and be committed to it.
Offside rebound, Degenhardt off the miss. We're under 5 minutes. So much on the line here. Cardenas. Step back. Got the 3. The Spaniard.
Every one of his made threes has been in a similar situation. Switch off the pick and roll, create space. He's never been in a situation like this the first 3 years at San Jose State.
Boyd going hard, and he's fouled. Looked like Degenhardt.
Boyd is relentless, turning the corner either in pick and rolls or dribble handoffs. If you're not at the point of the screen, like Degenhardt was not there, Boyd's going to be able to get his shoulders by you and create a problem.
And he misses a free throw. He's 76%. Here's Heide now. Again, Magoon-Guat dressed but has not played. It's a great ball handler against a great defender. Carmichael busts it hard. Blocked. Bird got another, his third of the game. No reset on the shot clock. Degenhardt swarmed at half court. Finds Meadow. And finally a whistle and a free throw coming. We're under 4. This is the clash of the Titans here. 55-51. Broncos. Quarterfinal in the Mountain West. Bracket Week presented by Kubota.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Such a great tradition. Las Vegas and the Mountain West Conference Tournament. And this one is not disappointing. 55-51. Boise State on top of San Diego State. Our Geico play of the game. This is a fun one.
We could choose lots of plays up till now, but that pass from Nick Boyd to Pharaoh Compton off the glass in the first half was absolutely spectacular. That's at about the point San Diego State looked really comfortable. You wouldn't have been surprised had they began to pull away, but Boise State closed the half on a 6-0 run, started on a 7-0 run, and it has been back and forth ever since.
And what makes this game so fascinating in X's and O's is these two teams share so much DNA. San Diego State set the standard. Leon Rice has patterned some of what he does to what San Diego State does well. If you ask Brian Dutcher, what do these two teams do best? And Leon will tell you as well. Brian Dutcher says, we guard the bleep out of everybody. It's the same thing with Boise State. That's why it's been so physical. That's why it's been so tight. And that's why it's been so fun. Bird into the lane. Degenhardt cuts him off. Davis muscles in. Lost the ball. And Degenhardt has it.
I think it was Keene that poked it away. His impact doesn't show up on the stat sheet many times.
Meadow a 3 and he missed a putback. There he is. Now he's on the score sheet. His first bucket. He's got 7 rebounds, a bunch of deflections. Biggest lead for Boise State in this back and forth game is 7. Plenty of time left for the Aztecs.
Well, with the way they defend, they can turn you over and get out in transition in a hurry. Meadow misses the corner 3, but the intangible guy, R.J. Keene, right spot, right time. Perfect time for a putback on the offensive end of the floor for the Broncos.
18 second chance points. The offensive rebounding has been a difference maker here. 13 offensive rebounds for Boise State, just 3 for San Diego State. Let's check in with Evan.
Guys, we've been documenting the physicality of this game, and it's pretty wild to watch R.J. Keene in these huddles. It is truly like a boxing match where the athletic training staff is taping up different body parts. We know it was initially the left hand, but there truly is a gash on that knee as well. You can see some skin-colored tape also on there, but he seems to be made for this type of game.
Yeah, he's out of the Woodlands, Texas. He's a junior. He's averaging 2 points and 1 rebound, but 18 minutes a game. And in those 18 minutes, as we talked about, he oftentimes impacts the game in ways that don't show up on the stat sheet. He's been guarding Miles Bird a lot, too, and Bird has not had a great offensive night. Coleman Jones against Stanley. Oh, Stanley got the block. Keene saves the ball and ends up in the Aztecs bench.
I thought that ball might have hit the backboard and it could have been a goaltend.
Cardenas almost goes down. Late clock. Meadow. It's out of bounds. It's a turnover. Now the Aztecs got to find points somewhere.
Well, they've been successful with zoom actions with Nick Boyd getting it going to his right hand. Oh, that looked like it hit the backboard first. If not, maybe a high pick and roll for Nick Boyd. Understanding they're probably going to trap the pick and roll and get it out of his hands.
Crosses over, goes right hand and up and under and missed. Out of bounds. San Diego State ball. It's not under 2 minutes. You can't review it. And that looked like it hit off Miles Heide right hand. If it were 24 seconds later, you might overturn it. Davis drawing contact, and he collides and is down. He may have run into Heide. Let's see where he ended up. Yeah, he hit Heidi's right knee. B.J. Davis to the line. He's one of their best free throw shooters, 81%.
Struggled from the field so far today, but he has got the ability to score. Misses the first.
Nine seed, Utah State, New Mexico. New Mexico has won already today. Last four in, Boise State, San Diego State.
Put them both in.
That's from Jerry Palm this morning.
Put them both in. These are two high-level teams going at it.
And that's why this has been so intense. Aztecs need stops and buckets. 2 minutes left. Cardenas, kick, Dagenhart, clean look at a three. Missed it. Bird has a big rebound for San Diego State and is off and running. Bird in the lane, gets it up. No whistle. Dagenhart has it.
Bird worried too much about creating contact there as opposed to just finishing the layup.
$1:40 left. Keep away right now.
Got to have great spacing if you're Boise State. Run this shot clock down, and then I would expect Cardenas in a pick and roll.
Screen. Cardenas, step back, three. Keene bats it away. Boyd runs it down. No numbers though. Pull up, missed the three. Boy, that was an opportunity. And the clock gets closer to 1 minute left. 7-point lead for Boise State. $10 left on the shot clock. Cardenas fouled. Boy, that you defend the clock all the way down to 5, and then a foul called, and that's deflating for San Diego State.
Well, you're okay with a foul on that possession if you do it early in the clock. You see, this has been a rarity for Boise State. 40 three-point field goal attempts today, tied for most in program history. Guess what? The other time they did that was against San Diego State. Shows you just how difficult the Aztecs make it for you to score on them.
That was 2021, and San Diego State won that game in overtime. Cardenas hits a free throw. Was it San Jose State? For 3 years, he's put up incredible assist numbers. Close to 600 assists in his career. Biggest lead of the game for the Broncos. Bird, a three. Runs it down. Meadow wins the 50-50 ball. And Boise State, half a minute left. Half a minute away from the semifinals. Degenhart. To the line he goes with 19 seconds left.
Terrific job of keep away from Boise State. Find Degenhart in the middle of the floor against the trapping out on the perimeter. Not quite able to get it to go, but he's okay with taking 2 free throws in this situation to ice it.
If you're looking for impactful wins and you're a bubble team, you can find plenty of opportunities in this tournament. And Boise State, it won't be a quad 1. Their 51 is San Diego State, but still, that's impactful, and it keeps them alive in their hopes for a 4th straight NCAA tournament. And for San Diego State, they're going to have to hope for some mayhem with bubble teams. And Boyd is fouled. The story of this game comes down to rebounding. And look, Brian Dutcher told Evan Washburn that multiple times. So did Leon Rice. 40 rebounds for Boise State, 20 for San Diego State, 13 offensive rebounds for the Broncos, just 4 for the Aztecs. And the free throw woes continue here in the second half. And it's not an excuse, but it's worth noting. No Magoon Guath, the defensive player of the year and the Mountain West Conference freshman. He dressed but did not play. And Boise State is through to the semifinals. It was emotional and physical and fun. And for Leon Rice and the Broncos, a necessary win, and they get it. 23-9 now. The 5 seed takes down the 4 seed. A rare quarterfinal loss for San Diego State in a tournament that they usually dominate.
Physical game from start to finish. But when big plays needed to be made, Alvaro Cardenas, Andrew Meadow, and the senior Tyson Degenhart, 3-time all-conference, made all the difference.
All right, the brackets here. Boise State is through. This is the first time since 2007 that San Diego State has not been in the semifinals in this conference tournament. That is amazing. And you got 2 more later tonight. Andrew Catalon, Steve Lapis will be by for Colorado State and Nevada, and Utah State, UNLV. And that should be some matchup tomorrow night. New Mexico against Boise State. Andrew Meadow and everybody involved just looks absolutely drained right now. And Evan is with Tyson Degenhart.
Tyson, I think I'm sore from watching that game. What was it like to play in it?
About as physical as it looked on TV. It was 2 incredible teams, two really physical teams, and it was a lot of fun to play in.
What best explains what this group, including yourself, did in terms of rebounding in this game?
That was one of our keys this game, was to out-rebound them, and if we were able to do it, we'd have a great chance of winning.
As these guys bark behind you, I know there's still work to be done starting tomorrow, but did you guys understand the magnitude of what losing this game could have done to your season?
100%. We realized our backs were against the wall, and it's fun to keep playing with this group. I love these guys, and we'll be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, fun to keep watching. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Excellent job, Evan. What a matchup this was. So impactful for Boise State. They're through to the semifinals. They take down San Diego State. For Dan Dickow, Evan Washburn, our entire crew, I'm Rich Waltz. This is a presentation of CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Come on back tonight for 2 more games. For now, so long from Las Vegas.